All right, guys, I'll just go ahead and open it up to questions.
We asked you about the slower starts on defense a lot this year, but this was obviously another case of that. I know you mentioned 15 scripted first plays earlier. I think Colin Saunders said something to that effect. Is there any effort or energy element? What do you pinpoint?
No, look, I mean, I think each game's been different. I mean, if you look at this, game, obviously we had the long run by Gibbs, which was a big play on the first series. I thought we had an opportunity to potentially get him off the field on the first third down of the game. We didn't do it, so that was a big play in the game. And then your second possession, they're taking the ball over on whatever it was, an 18-yard line or something like that. So that's how this game played out. I thought our guys settled down and played much better after that. And certainly, we know that we got to be able to start faster. There were some encouraging things in the game that I felt like looked more like I think we're capable of playing defense against a really good offense. So, we spotted a really good team, 21 points, battled ourselves back into the game and weren't able to finish it.
Dennis, do you have any new information or updates on Derek Carr?
Yeah, so he was being evaluated. He's in the concussion protocol, but he was also being evaluated for, rib injury. We don't have all the results back on that, but the shoulder seemed like it came out fine. So, look, we'll evaluate him as we go throughout the week to see what his availability will be.
So was the rib instead of who was initially reporting the game as the back?
Yeah, he basically got landed on.
Does in the concussion protocol mean he did suffer a concussion?
Yes.
Is there any worry there of 2 and 3 games?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think that's really kind of in the hands of the medical people in terms of where we're at with that. And so I think John Amos does a really good job. He's pretty conservative in those things. So we'll go through the protocol and listen to what the doctors tell us and see where we're at.
There have been a lot of high-profile quarterback injuries this year across the league. Is that something as a coach that you've noticed more as well? For instance, are quarterbacks getting hurt more since the time you've been coaching?
Yeah, man, it's a good question. I don't know if I have the answer to that. I mean, obviously, there's been several quarterback injuries this season, and certainly we've had our fair share over the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't know if it's more or not. I haven't really done the research on that, to be honest with you.
Right. Has it changed your thought about the importance of a backup or having that guy ready in case?
Well, look, I mean, I think that's always been an important part. I mean, obviously it's the most important position. So you want to feel like you have a capable guy back there.
Does the protocol change when the same player has multiple concussions?
I don't think the protocol changes. I mean, I think that's more. Obviously the doctors are probably a little bit more cautious in those situations.
If Derek has to miss time, have you been encouraged by what you've seen from Jameis when he's had to come in?
Yeah, look, I mean, James, he does some good things. He's been a starter in our league. There's a reason why he's here as our backup. And, if Derek's not able to go, then, the plan right now would be, Jameis will be in there and we'll put a plan together, gives him an opportunity to have success.
Coach, you have an injured player tweeting about your quarterback during the game. I ask this as respectfully as I can. Do you have a problem with that? At some point, do you think that player needs to be advised or whatever that that's not what should be happening?
Yeah, we'll keep that in house, but I guess I was made aware of that last night. So
he deleted or took down his Twitter account. Did someone tell him that he had to take the tweets down? Or?
I'm unaware of that.
Was it the plan for Cam Jordan to get about 16, 17 snaps, or did that go based on?
Yeah, the plan was for him to have a limited role, and I felt like that was probably kind of about the right number, 15 to 20 plays in the game. He came out of the game, pretty well, and I thought he was able to be fairly effective when he was in there. But I was pleased with the way, he's a tough dude. He went in there and battled, and I thought he gave us a little something.
And give an update on Malcolm Roach.
Yeah, Malcolm's got a knee injury that I think that's probably one that potentially could require surgery. So I don't know that final determination has been made yet. But
Dennis, when the defensive end takes your quarterback and drives him into the ground, do you think that player should be fined or suspended for that? Because that wasn't just that was a lot more than a tackle. Do you agree?
Well, look, there's protocols in our league to address those situations, and so I would anticipate that not only did he get a 15-yard penalty, but I would anticipate that there's probably going to be league discipline on that.
Dennis, with the kind of struggles defending the run lately, has that been like a line of scrimmage issue or second line issue?
Yeah, I think it's more that we've had 2 or 3 plays that end up being explosive plays. We got to eliminate those 2 or 3 plays. The first run was a tackling issue, and I think that was probably the most discouraging part of that in terms of the run defense, was the one run play with Gibbs, and we had a chance to potentially get him down for a 3 or 4 yard gain. We missed a tackle, and he ended up having, I think it was a 36-yard run. So that was the biggest run play of the game. So there was a lot of plays in the game that we played well from a run standpoint, but they had a couple of reverses, and they had that one long run.
Big picture, Allen, it kind of gets lost in the wash, but Allen set another couple of franchise records. What has he meant to them?
Look, I think Alvin's been playing exceptionally well. I think he's been running the ball really hard. I think he's, been giving us some stuff in the passing game. Some of the things he's been able to do out of the backfield. Obviously, he had the screen the other day. So I think Alvin's playing at a really high level. And he's somebody that, he's a playmaker for us. And we've got to continue to find ways to get him the ball. And I think we've done a better job of doing that this year.
Big picture, y'all have lost 3 in a row. Mostly you've been playing one-score games. You're still in contention in the division. What's your message to the team this week?
Go 1-0 this week. Focus on getting the win this week. We got Carolina coming in here, a divisional opponent. We're making corrections that we need to make, but we're not spending a whole lot of time looking in the rearview mirror. We're looking out the front windshield and what's ahead of us, and those are the things that we can control.
Dennis, between the way the crowd acted yesterday and even some of the social media stuff brought up earlier, and of course the 3-game losing streak, how do you keep the team from unraveling with all these circumstances?
Look, we got a good locker room. We got a lot of veteran players in that locker room. I'm not worried about that. We've got to go out and play good football, which we're going to do. And our focus is starting that this week against Carolina. So that's where our thought process is. I have no problems with, our locker room. I think those guys are going to, hang tight in there together and keep swinging. And there's still a lot out there for us to play for.
In those one-score games, when 3 of them your quarterback got hurt, you look at that and say, like, if Carr had managed to fail, we might have won those games.
Yeah, I don't play a lot of ifs and buts. We didn't get the job done. It's unfortunate that Derek got hurt. I think he completed his last 13 pass attempts. So got off to a little bit of a rough start. But I think after that, he kind of settled in and was doing some good things.
Is it too early in the week to make an assessment of whether he'd be available on Sunday?
It's too early.
I think Trevor Pettings played like 10 snaps since the Jacksonville game yesterday. You guys went landed down over him. Is there something you need to see from him, or where's kind of?
Yeah, look, I mean, look, he's still a young player that's still developing and working. He's getting a lot of good reps in practice. We're putting the guys out there that we think, give us the best chance to have success. I think our offensive line has, played a lot better, over the last, call it half a dozen games. So, look, each week we look at it and who's available to us and what roles we want them to play.
Not trying to assign blame on this, but just trying to be able to procedurally explain something we haven't seen much before. When James Hurst ran into Derek, when a play is designed as a toss play to the right, is the quarterback normally supposed to turn right coming away from the center instead of left?
No, that was a toss play. I mean, that's really everybody in the league runs the play the same way. It was, look, it was an unfortunate play. Doesn't happen very often. It did, but in terms of the design of the play, that's the design of the play.
Coach, I'm trying to understand, okay? The speed option with Carr, educate me, wouldn't it be better to run that with Taysom Hill than?
Yeah, there's a little bit of element of surprise. And I think anytime a play doesn't work, everybody has questions, I thought they did a good job of defending it. I think our anticipation was that the end was going to stay outside, which is what, we'd seen on tape. And Foster gets up on the second level on a, inside arc release to the corner that's sitting out there. And, we got a lead blocker on the corner and we're pitching the ball out to Alvin. They crashed the end, which kept Foster from being able to get up to the second level, and so that killed the play. So, we don't have a contract with them. They don't always do exactly what we expect them to do, but that was the anticipation.
Any rhyme or reason to why you guys, or a common link to why you guys went 4 for 4 on offense in the red zone after that had been under such a length?
Yeah, well, look, we spent an extra 24 hours working on it. And obviously the play to Jimmy, was good play, good throw, good route, good catch. And then the other three, we were able to get the ball down inside the 5, and I think your scoring percentages go way up when you're able to get the ball down there. So I think our challenges have kind of been, when you get into the red zone, it's like, how do you get the ball down inside the 5, and now your scoring percentages go up.
Do you think you tell any of the guys who missed last game would be maybe back practicing this week or anything like that?
Yeah, look, we'll see. We're at Monday. We'll see where they're at over the next couple of days. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity to get some of those guys back, but that'd be just speculation on my part right now.
When Derek sprained his AC joint, was that a type of injury that the doctors expected would linger all season, or can the injury heal while playing? Has it been bothering him, or is it just asked because he's listed with a shoulder injury all 3 times? But was that just kind of like a product of him landing on it and wanting to be sure, or is it actually a lingering thing?
Well, yeah. So look, there's something there that he's still working through. It's not something that keeps him from being able to play or be effective when he's playing. So it's pretty typical that when a guy has an injury, if he's getting any sort of treatment at all, that he's listed that way on the injury report.
Well, piggybacking off of that, is the grade of the injury worsening with each of these hits that knock him out of the game?
No.
With Jimmy scoring but only playing 2 snaps, is that? You probably already know where I'm going with this, but is that enough game film for you guys to decide if he's earned a bigger role?
Yeah, look, we'll get into the game plan, really this evening and tomorrow in terms of, what his availability would be and how we would plan to utilize him. So, obviously, it was a big play down there in the red area. All right, guys, thanks.